let's talk about lack of inspiration, not to know how to speak about your business, how to show up for your business. Because although here with my help, with my support, women work on the personal brand image, we also work on how to show up. And how to show up is not just about the image, it is about the message and what you need to share. It's not just to have the confidence to face the camera, but actually know what to say to the camera. Nowadays, I'm very intentional with what I consume. And I'm not talking about food, although it's very important also, because it nurtures your body, your mind. But today I want to talk about what you consume on a daily basis, because it really impacts your mindset, it really impacts your relationship with yourself and your relationship with others and with the world, and how you see the world. And nowadays, mostly with music, I'm seeing a trend. Probably it's not a trend, probably I'm more aware of it because I'm more intentional now. And once you get more intentional with things, you start to see what you want in your life and what you don't want. Before you have awareness, you kind of accept everything and everyone. But once you decide what you want and what you don't want also, you get more critical, you have more awareness of things. And yes, I was telling that nowadays I see kind of a trend in music, but probably it isn't, because I realized that musics that nowadays and songs that nowadays make me cringe, make me not want to hear them. In the past, there were some songs that I would go with all the vibe, all the people. And mostly with songs, we need to have plenty of attention, because sometimes the music in the song, it has a good cadency, it has a good vibe, and you go on with the vibe. But when you pay attention to the lyrics, that's where you need to pay attention, because many times you are feeling your mind, your body, because it impacts your body also. You are feeling with the wrong message. And nowadays that I'm more aware, I see plenty of songs about he left me, I should do better, it was my problem, very in the suffering mode, right? And in Portugal we have fado. I already talked about fado in other day, and fado is very much about this also. So, but not only fado, many other music. But nowadays we see this. We see putting the blame on others, feeding the poor self-awareness, poor self-acceptance, poor self-confidence. And we need to pay attention to this, mostly in music, not in other things that I will speak also. I will talk about them, but in music, many times we don't pay attention to what we hear. We hear the music in the song, we go with the vibe, we move our body according to the music, and we don't pay attention to the lyrics. And the lyrics work on our subconscious mind. Our brain, although we unconscious level are not paying attention to the message of the song, our subconscious mind is paying attention. And what happens with our brain is that most of times, if you don't tell the brain that is wrong or that is fake, the brain don't know. So if you hear songs that have a poor message, your brain will retain that. And many times that self-talk you have with yourself not only came from your growth journey in childhood, what you were taught, what you were told, but also about what you see, what you hear, what you watch. So it's very important to be self-awareness and be self-conscious about this, because if you are not paying attention, if you are not telling your brain that is wrong, your brain starts to believe. And also with what type of movies you see, what type of series you see, the sitcoms, it also impacts. For instance, I like very much to see CSI and Criminal Minds, for instance, because I like to try to understand how the human mind works. But at the same time, nowadays I barely see, but from time to time I like to see also. But now I see it with another perspective. I don't just consume, I try to analyze things. Because when we are just on consuming mode, we don't have a level of judge, in a way to speak, right? So if we only consume, the brain thinks that is normal. So when you consume things, you need to be curious to the message you are bringing to yourself and about the message what you are consuming are telling you, are giving you. One thing I realized by watching so many of those series, nowadays I don't see, but in the past I would see all related, and I like it very much to watch horror movies also. And although it was a way for me to show myself that I could see hard things, at the same time I taught my brain that the world, there's only bad people in the world, only happens bad things in the world. And I truly believe that this made me, I'm a person that naturally sees the glass half empty, meaning that I'm a person that naturally on the first point I look for the bad things, I look for the mistakes, I look for what is not right, what is not good. I tend to complain. And this is also something I've been working for several years. And nowadays, before I tell about something or I give my opinion, I stop and I analyze what is coming from here, because I have this natural tendency. And I know I have this natural tendency because I started to do the deep work and knowing myself and knowing this is part of my essence. But there are things that you can try to work on your essence to improve if there are things you don't like, right? We need to boost the things we like and the things we are good at, but it's also important to work on the things we don't like. And this was a thing I don't like, to see the negative side, to complain. Because when we complain, it's all about energy, right? Mostly if you are on that field of energy and all those things, you know that when you focus too much on the negative things, the brain will look up for evidence on that. And why all of this has to do about showing up, about spreading your message, is because when you think that you are not good enough, you don't know about something, you are not confident on camera, the brain will look up for evidence, will remind you about the time you tried something and you didn't manage to accomplish that, or you decided not to go to the end. And you will believe that you are not good enough to try new things, you are not worthy to spread your words, your message, your wisdom. This is very important. The books you read, it's very important to be intentional with the books you read. And nowadays that you are an entrepreneur, it's very easy for us to only consume business, self-growth related books because we want to evolve. It's very important that we do that, but it's also very important that we keep with the novels literature. The novels literature is not that technical. It allows you to dream awake. It allows you to reach another type of sending a message. It has plenty of metaphors, it has plenty of comparisons, and you need to bring that to your communication, so you don't share your communication in a such technical way that people think you are bored and your message is a bore, because it isn't. If you know how to send your message, it isn't. The kind of podcasts you hear, the type of people you follow on social media, it's very important to be intentional with that. And that's why I tell you from time to time, I tell you it's time to unfollow. If you are following some people that are some level are teasing you, that you are comparing in a bad way because you feel unworthy, you feel that you should already be on that level, see if you are comparing for inspiration or comparing in a way that makes you feel bad. Because if you are following, or even if you are relating with people that make you feel bad, you need to unfollow, you need to lower the interaction with that person, with those people. And many times are people in your family. Sometimes it is. I can say I'm blessed because I'm about 2 hours from most of my family members, and they are people, although I like them, they have good points, but also when I'm with them, I notice that I complain more because they complain a lot. And many are people that like to talk about other people in the back. I don't like that, because I know once I turn my back, probably they are talking about me also. So I don't like to be on that environment, and I prevent myself from being in that environment. And I can say that I have that privilege that I'm not around them very often, which is good for my mindset, for my mind, for my mental health, for my emotional intelligence. It's good. I know not all of us has that privilege to be away. Sometimes it's not a privilege, mostly having a young kid, right? Sometimes I could have more support that will impact on the business, but it's life, it's the life I decided to have. If you have people that impact your mindset, impact how you see the world, probably it's time to interact less with them. You don't need to break at all. With some people maybe you need, You need to see your reality. You need to see your ambience. But yes, today I wanted to focus more on what you consume, and also with people, the type of conversations you consume will impact you. But you have the power to switch the conversation. If you are in a group and you don't like the way or the path the conversation is going, you can bring another theme and switch that, okay? You don't need to go away. You can switch. And once you do this often and often, you don't need to say people, oh, I don't like you to talk like that. People will start to understand that when you are around, you have some good vibe talks. Many times people need to complain, and many times they don't want our opinion. They just want to talk away, and you just need to hear or make you are here and make good questions so they can try to. One thing I learned with Beyonce is that when she feels that she's stuck, when she feels that she's complaining, she asks herself, what are you going to do about that? And this is very good because it makes the brain switch the path, right? Instead of complaining, instead of being in that, because many people complain waiting for some people to make the things better, the things different, right? But if we want to have a change in our life, we need to change our life, right? We need to be the leader of our life. We need to make the changes, and many times they are small changes, and many times it starts with the question, what are you going to do about that? And I ask this question many times to myself. If I see that I'm complaining about something, I ask myself, what are you going to do about that? If I'm not going to do about nothing about that, why are you complaining about if you are not going to do nothing about that? And nowadays I do this question very much to my father, because I gain this. He's a very, very positive man, sometimes too positive, because it's not according to the reality, but he also likes to complain a lot about everyone is wrong, he's right. So I understood, I gained that with him, looking for the mistake, looking for the things that are wrong, but we also do things wrong, right? So yes, what are you going to do about that? Think about something that is bothering you nowadays or lately or this weekend that bother you, and ask yourself, what are you going to do about that? Yesterday I was thinking, oh, I don't have the car to go to Chopal, where normally I go to do my walk, since I started the nature nurture Monday mornings walks, and I thought, okay, I need what I'm going to do about that. And I remember I have this great place near home. Let me show you where I am. Okay, you just see woods right now. But you have here the flowers. These are wild orchids. Okay, these are wild orchids. They are fading now. They are not blooming. This is better. This is a wild orchid. So here am I. Down there is the neighborhood, or there are some houses there, and I'm here hearing the birds. Do you hear the birds? I hope so. The songs you hear, the music you hear, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the videos you watch on YouTube, the series you watch on TV, the movies you go to watch to the cinema, and so on, so on, so on. All these impacts, not only impacts on the brain and on your mindset in a subconscious level, but it also impacts once you start to listen, to hear, to watch things intentionally. It will wire the brain for you to have new ideas, and you will see, once you start to listen and watch all things with intention, you start to make connections with the message you want to share to the world, with the message your business is about. And this is such a powerful tool, because many times you don't have ideas of to say, or you want to say the same thing but in a different way, so people resonate with you and with your message, and you don't feel that you are saying the same thing again, because you need to say the same thing again and again, but you don't need to say the same thing the same way always. And once you start to be more intentional with what you consume, you will start to wire your brain and make new connections with the message you want to share. And also you will start to make new connections in the way you want to share. You will start to make new connections in the way you want to show up, in the way you want to portray, in the way you want to look like, in the way you want to talk, how you want to talk, and what you want to talk. And this is magical. I guarantee you this is powerful. So yes, today I want you to make kind of a list of what you are listening nowadays. Who is the singer you are listening to? What are the songs you are listening to? What are the podcasts you are listening to? The TV series you are listening to? And the movies. I can share from my experience that until some months ago, I would go to the TV and see what was on the TV, and I will watch, oh, I like this actor. Most of the times I would see it was with the actor I like it, and I would see. And nowadays I searched for, and I'm watching movies that are on a list. I'm intentional with what I'm watching, and I don't watch TV. I don't remember when was the last time I watched TV. It was last week, not this weekend. It was the previous weekend, because I went to the family, and yes, I watched TV there, because I barely watch TV. So yes, I have a list of movies I want to see that are aligned with the message I want to share, with the transformation I want to make, and I want to see more of that, consume more of things that will help me share my words, my message, because many times you don't know how you want to share your message, because you don't know what to say. You know what to say, but you don't know how to say, right? And reading, watching movies, listening to music in an intentional way make your personal dictionary grow. It enriches, it makes more valuable, it makes more your dictionary more rich. This is what I wanted to bring today. Be very intentional with what you consume. Make a list of the things you consume. You can go today, if you are on Instagram, go to your Instagram, the people you follow and see the people you need to ditch. Pay attention to who you follow, about finding your style and about dressing yourself, because just because others do or dress or talk about something, you don't need to do the same. So you need to be intentional, and this impacts the brain, and this impacts the inner talk, the self-talk, the self-acceptance, the self-confidence. Today is this I want to share with you. Tell me in the comments if you decided to unfollow someone today that was hurting your mindset. Tell me in the comments. So, see you soon. Yay, you made it! You watched it until the end on replay on YouTube, and now I have a personal invitation for you. Join us inside the Show Up Introvert Fempreneur community. It's a Facebook group, and we are all about showing up with intention, showing up authentically for your business and in your business. I'm Andreia, personal brand image mentor, and not only I work with my mentees on the personal brand side, but also how to show up and how to gain camera confidence and how to show up for your business in a way that you are clear about the message you send to your people. So join us, find the link below.